All right, well, welcome back to the channel. We got a few things on the go for this video. We're going to be potting up and we're going to be moving a bunch of plants outside to harden off and a few other odds and ends, so stick around. All right, well, just as we're bringing these out, I just wanted to say there's a couple ways that you can harden off your plants, and we do both of them kind of throughout the season. We don't pick just one, but one way is to bring them out daily. And then I would also, at the same time, I would start to cut back on the water just a little bit. When they're in the greenhouse, usually you'll keep everything fairly wet just to ensure growth. But what we're actually trying to do now is stress the plants slightly. So by taking them outside, they're going to see colder temperatures, and then leave them out into the evening. They'll start to see that 7, 8, 6 degrees, which is what you want. And then also just cutting back on the water a little bit is going to stress them a little bit as well to get them used to the fluctuations of water that you're going to see, or that they're going to see out in the field. So cut back the water, let the cells dry down slightly more than you normally would in your greenhouse, and then go like that. So we'll water like every other day, plus bring them in and out. Okay, well, that's everything for now. So we got lettuce, some green onions, some shallots, some beef. The other thing that we're going to try to get done tonight is I'm going to get the rest of my tools out of this thing. It's ready to rock, and we got some grass kind of around the front of the greenhouse that we want to get eaten down before the 4-H lambs come for the season. So we'll try and get the electric net set up around that, and then tonight, once it gets dark, catch the laying hens out of their winter housing, transfer them into here, and then tomorrow we'll drag this into the new pen that we set up, and then they can chew on that grass and knock it all down and do their chicken thing for a few weeks before we take them up to the new property. The new piece is looking pretty good. The grass is coming in quite well, but I don't want to get on there too soon until the water's running. Okay, well, I think we're gonna start things off with some pumpkins. We got a lot of pumpkins, cucumbers, squash, and I think that's it so far, but quite a few things coming, and the pumpkins are getting to be a bit massive. So again, they're kind of like the cucumbers that we did for the greenhouse. You don't want to wait too long. If you wait too long, these things will bend over and break right at the stalk. So you want to make sure that you pot them up as soon as you can. And they're a fast grower, so timing is everything. We've made the mistake in the past of planting them way too early, and then by the time the seedling sale rolls around, they're already like 12 inches long and like trailing out of the pot, and they sell, but they're not the highest of quality. So timing's everything. Realistically, you could plant them probably like 4 or 5 weeks out from opening day kind of thing, because they're going to be a week and a half in the seedling room, and then another week and a half out in the nursery, and then they'll be good to go up to the sale house. So we're going to get into these right now, and we are starting with giant. So they're the larger style, big carving kind of pumpkins. We also do a sugar pumpkin for baking. Okay, so for cucumbers, it's the same show as everything else for the most part when it comes to larger vegetables. Everything's going to be into a 4-inch, and then we're just using a standard all-purpose potting soil. We don't amend it or anything like that. And then the goal is going to be same thing, just to bury them right up to those first leaves. So you can see that the roots are already quite established. Cucumbers and pumpkins and melons usually pot out quite nice. So we're just going to make sure we push them right to the bottom of the cell. And yeah, same as always. Fast is the name of the game. So we still got a fair bit to do up in the sale house. We open in 5 days. So there's still a few products that we have down in the nursery that we need to pot up so that we have a good selection up there. And then we just got to do a big organized tidy up. Probably make some signs. We keep saying every year that we're going to have better signage so people have a better idea as to what costs what. We usually just set up like our farmers market stands. It's like a sandwich board. And just put it on there at the front, but then when people are at the back of the greenhouse shopping, sometimes they forget what the pricing was, so I'd like to have it a little bit more organized, and then lists of the varieties too for tomatoes and peppers. Atlantic Giants. So these are those big ornamental type, that can get up to 65 plus pounds if you plant them right. We had one grow in our garden last year at random. We didn't plant it, and we just left it for the season, and it got absolutely massive. Okay, well, Shaylin just showed up. Turns out that that tray of pumpkins that we just did is actually 2 varieties of pumpkins. So if you're buying pumpkins this year, it's a crapshoot. You're getting 1 of 2, 2 of 1, 1 of many. But this next tray is a solid one, so it's all sugar pie, so we're gonna get into that. Maybe Shaylin will jump in and help us. For these trays, this is kind of my bad. A lot of the times what we'll do if we know we don't need a whole 72 of something is that Shaylin will tag one side, draw a white line down wherever the variety stops, and then we'll tag the other side. So I just completely forgot to check that other side, got in the zone, and just started planting like crazy. I think for the time being, we'll jump out of the nursery and we'll get outside and do some farming stuff. Okay, well, we're just out in the front piece. This is that grass I was mentioning to you guys. So we're just laying out the electric net now. So we've gone around and done the full perimeter with the weed eater just to knock down the tall grass. Because if the tall grass touches the electric fence, it grounds itself out and won't zap. And being that we're trying to train these chickens to this net before we move them to the new piece of property, I want them to know that it hits hard. So Shaylin's just going around, standing it all up. And then I'll go stretch out the next one from where we left off, down around this way. Got this net all set up. They ended up getting a fair bit of tall grass, plus a flat spot up top there. So I'll try to get the coop up there on the flat ground. And then their feed can go up there as well. And then for Energizer, we're just running solar. It's been in storage for a while, so I'm hoping that she charges up good. We'll test it before tomorrow and we'll let the birds in, but so we'll just open it there, swing it, and then pull the pen right in, or the coop right in there. Okay, so that pen's at a good point. The net looks all good, nice and tight. Range coop's ready. So now we'll just wait for the sun to go down and we'll headlamp up and then go catch all those chickens. And then throw them in that coop for the night. They'll be fine in there for a night. I'd like to leave them in there for, a little bit of tomorrow morning too, just so that they start to know that that's home base and they go in at night. There's nothing worse than having to come out and catch them all and throw them inside that coop. But then we had a flat tire under all the way to the water, so we're just gonna get this done quick. We're just waiting to pull some power from the range coops. Ava's just finishing collecting eggs, and then we'll get this thing powered up and then we'll move it closer. Everything's all empty. We got one running door on the new coop, counting as we go in, and then we got the 3 of us out just grabbing them off the ground. So it's going not too bad. We left the light on, it's just easier. Okay, first pen had 99. This one looks like 101. Precise counting, Ava.
I think 102.
All right, well, it's the next morning. The girls are all up on the roost, looking like they're feeling pretty comfortable here now. So we got the fence all opened up. So we're just gonna drive in and then swing around and then park it up on the left side there. So we're just gonna grab the old feeders out of these 2 coops. We got 3 of these coops, and we're only taking 2 of the coops birds over. They're at 2 different stages. So the 2 that we took are the newest birds, and we'll be keeping them around all summer. And then the 3rd pen is the fall before's birds. So we're just keeping them until our next batch for this year come in. So I think it's like a month and a half still before our new pullets come in. So we'll roll them through just in this end of the coop for now. That way we don't have to mix them. And then once the new girls come, then these ones will either get sold or called. So I'll just grab the last of these 2 feeders, and then we'll go throw them in the pen and let them out. Okay, moment of truth. I'm hoping that they were locked in here long enough to know this is home, but we'll see. It's always a good day when you get to get the chickens out on pasture for the first time for the season, once the grass grows, and they're already heading for the tall stuff. I just hope they don't lay any eggs down there. And I'll know real quick if the kids come in the morning and say, "Dad, there's only 12 eggs." Because the rest will be in there, is what that'll mean. They already kind of know the routine in this new coop. Already eggs, which is good to see. Girls are getting in, doing their business. So now I just hope all these ones jump back in. Alright, well that's going to be it for today's video. I managed to get a bit of stuff done in the greenhouse. Got the laying hens out onto pasture. So as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.